welcome. Today we are going to look at History, Paper 1, Section A, 25 marks. Question 1. Who are the Abasuba? They are descendants of refugees from Busonga and Buganda who settled in Mfangano and Rusinga Islands on Lake Victoria by 1800 AD. They have over the years absorbed many Luo cultural practices. Question 2. State 2 ways in which the Nandi and the Abaluya communities interacted during the pre-colonial period. Trade, warfares or raids, and intermarriage. State 2 social factors which contributed to the invasion of Kenya by the Europeans. Humanitarians in Britain believed that the slave trade would only be ended through effective European control. Europeans wanted to introduce their civilization to East Africa. They thought their culture was better than that of the Africans. Christian missionaries in East Africa appealed to the European powers for protection. European nations wanted colonies to settle their surplus populations. 4. State one reason why Chief Odera Akango of Jem and Asembo collaborated with the British. He knew that the British were determined to colonize the region and the fighting them was therefore useless, and was aware of the military powers. 2. Neighbors communities of Seme, Uyoma, Sakwa, and Ugenya threatened his people and therefore needed the British to help him. He realized he could gain modern education and other benefits through collaborating with the British. 5. Give one reason why technical education was recommended for Africans during the colonial period, to ensure that the Africans did not compete with Europeans for white-collar jobs. 6. What major change was introduced during the Limuru Conference of 1966? Creation of posts for 8 vice presidents, 1 for each province. 7. State 2 roles that civilians played during the state of emergency in Kenya. They supplied the freedom fighters with the intelligence information. They supplied food to the freedom fighters. They mobilized material and financial resources for the nationalist struggle. 8. Name 2 nationalists who were elected to the Leg Corps with Daniel Arap Moi in 1957. Oginga Odinga, Tom Mboya, Ronald Gala, Masinde Muliro, Lawrence Oguda, and James N. Moemi. 9. Name the political party Tom Mboya formed during the colonial period. Nairobi's People's Convention Party. 10. State the main impact of the Harambee philosophy. Numerous secondary and other post-primary educational institutions have and continue to be established. 11. Give 2 causes of national conflicts. Equitable distribution of national resources, tribal differences between communities over issues such as land, religious differences, people of different religions groups may clash over issues of faith, leadership squabbles as people fight to occupy positions of power. 12. Identify 2 social rights of a citizen. Right to marry and start a family, right to education, right to belong to a religion of one's choice. 13. Identify 2 duties of presiding of officers during elections. 1. Supervise the counting of votes. 2. To assist to illiterate and physical challenge to vote. 3. To ensure voters' cards are valid. Announce results for the polling station. Ensure order in the polling station. 14. Identify 2 officials of the executive arm of Kenyan government. The President, the Ministers, Vice President, Head of Civil Service and Secretary to the Cabinet. State 2 functions of the Judicial Service Commission. Appoints, promotes, disciplines and disseminates magistrates. advises the President and the Chief Justice on appointment of the judges. Section B, 45 marks. 16A, explain 5 reasons for the migration and the settlement of the plain lizards into Kenya. 1. Natural increase in population led to the instability and forced Africans to migrate. Prolonged periods of drought and famine caused migration. The outbreak of diseases led to migration. Internal conflicts that led to instability forced communities to migrate. Attacks by neighboring communities led to migration to safer lands. Some people migrated for the sake of adventure. 16b, describe the social organization of the Abagusi. They believed in the existence of one supreme god, Ngoro, the creator of the universe. 2. They believed in the existence of ancestral spirits who mediated between them and the Ngoro. 3. They were organized into clans, each of which had a symbolic animal totem that was revered and worshipped. They had a common language, customs, and traditions. The Abagusi society was basically polygamous. Women performed domestic work while boys herded cattle. They initiated the young into adulthood through circumcision of both boys and girls. The basic social unit was the family, which was headed by the father. 17A, state 3 problems that the Indian workers faced during the construction of the Uganda Railway. Harsh climatic conditions, for example, high temperatures in some areas and extremely low ones in other areas. Scarcity of water in some of the regions the railway passed through. At Savo, they were harassed by lions which attacked and killed some. They suffered from jiggers and tropical diseases such as malaria and sleeping sickness. They faced hostility from some local communities, for example, the Nandi, who stole railway construction materials. 17b, discuss the consequences of the development in transport and communication in Kenya. It led to the expansion of both local and international trade. People from different parts of the country were able to interact, thus promoting national unity. Transport systems facilitated effective administration because it enabled government personnel to travel to various parts of the country within a short period. 4. They provided employment for Africans in airports, airlines, railways. Loss of lives through accidents. Improved communication between the government and its citizens through the use of radio, telephone, television. They speeded up business transactions, for example, through the use of the telephone. Businesses are now able to advertise their products through the radio and television. The radio, cinema, and television provide mass entertainment to the people. 18A.